Welcome back from the break. I'm Fiona Mboa here at Church of Uganda Family TV, talking about mentorship in marriage. And it's amazing the wealth of knowledge that Hannah and Abraham have. Now, Hannah, for those who missed the first part, Hannah has been married for 33 years and Abraham has been married for 12 years. But the experience here is like 60 years. But anyway, before we went for the break, they're telling us a little about mentorship and how we need mentors. And I think we need to re-emphasize, Abraham, why do we need mentors? Why? Because people think some of those things are just cool things for whites or people who are. Why do we need mentors? Or do we actually need mentors?
This is a Christian TV show.
TV show, yeah.
Why did we need a savior? Why did Christ die for us? To save us from our sins, but to give us a hope for an everlasting life. Why do you need a mentor? Because you can't do life alone. But the hope is that you succeed in your marriage. For who? For your spouse, but for your children. You are to set an example and you leave a long-lasting legacy in your life for your children. So don't think this mentorship thing that you seek out for is for only you. Your kids are watching. And what they learn, they'll pass on. If your dad is an alcoholic, 90% the chance is you will be one. Why don't we start now and mentor and portray positivity in our children? Because the world around us is preaching opposite. They're against marriage. They're against, they push agendas. For us as Christians, to Gambe, no. I'll choose to marry that one woman. I'll choose to stay with that one woman. I'll make it work. I'll be faithful. I will provide for my children. I will be available for my children. I will see them grow. I'll pray over them. I will walk life with them. I'll see them when they're good or when they're bad. I choose to be a mentor. Not only in marriage, but in life. Now, I could ask, who's a good mentor? A good mentor is an imperfect person. Who wishes to continuously work at their marriage and help other people along as well. It starts and ends with Christ. You cannot tell me marriage is but in the abafumba batali yes, simanyi how they do it.
I don't know by the way.
I don't know how they do it, because when things are wrong, who do you run to? When you are happy, who do you think? When you succeed, who do you attribute the success to? When you are, what's your center? Because in church they tell us a 3-strand cord. Christ is in the middle. So there's no perfect mentor. A mentor desires to do life. So they are vulnerable, they are available, they are good listeners, they are good at giving advice, they live their advice, they practice what they preach, and they don't fear to speak the truth in love. Why in love? No, because what's your basis for speaking the truth? It's because you want this person, you love this person. But it has to land. I have to be able to tell you, Munna, what our homework, you didn't do it, go away.
Genda soko genda omukoleko odde nakugamba omwami bw'aba afuluma soko omutunuulire omwetegereze kyekyo ky'oyagala balabe eri. But the man is, whenever your husband goes out, they see you. Whenever you go out, they see your husband. Now when you saw me, you say, oh Mama Hannah, you are seeing my husband, because I'm being cultivated. I am a flower. They cultivate me. So if you want your husband has gone, if you have bigubye esate wagikeredde yenna ali awo ali atyo nakugamba bw'aba afuluma, look at him, how is it? But you say yerabirire I don't, omusajja mukulu si mwana muto, omusajja mukulu naye balaba gwe muye nga bwe balaba nga ye bwalaba Kristo. Naawe balaba bw'ofuluma, they say, oh my God, mwami Ssali nga leero bannange laba yenna bw'azise. kubanga gwe tofuddeyo mugamba ye naye mukwano kireva ekyo nno tugenda tukikoleko naye mukwano akaviiri ako because you're cultivating your marriage, you're sowing into it. Naye bw'ogamba balikebera mu fayiro otaddemu ki
waliwo n'abagamba naye hana tuleke
twakoowa
twaguba tetugambye tetujja guba
ffe tetujja kukyama tokkiriza kukyama Fiona tokkiriza kukyama gwe n'abaana bo bayibuli ganze n'ennyumba yange tunaaweereza mukama gwe n'ennyumba yo weereza mukama gambe buno obufumbo bwaba kale oba buli bukyamye nange obwange bulina we bubadde bukyamye kandabire ku bwono obutakyamye ntereze nkubirire ku bwange mbuggyeko enfuufu omwami bw'aba akomawo nga simubuuzaako abantu b'empitako eri mukubo mbabu kubanga n'omwami we bw'akomawo kulikayo anti kati essimu zajja n'osigalanga ate wemba mulina abaana tataamwe temumulabye tataamwe nedda tata waabwe yali tannaba kuba yalaba gwe gw'olina okujja n'olaga ekizampa abaana munnaye taata kulikayo taata yeetisse munnaye n'otikula kulikayo mukwano munnaye ndabirawa n'omutikkula esokisi n'ojjamu n'oteeka wali munnange sibyota nno ssebo obulungi n'otuulako awo n'akunyumiza akaboozi
oli kuwuwo biyita ajja gamba ne bw'anaalaba eri bali abali eri wabweru ajja gamba munnaye nyina Yohana wange eri kubanga okisize ate okisiga eri abaana balaba kati omwana wange wuuli Joani alaba gamba banaye maama yafukamina n'owange bwe naagira nja mulabirira nga taata maama yalabirira taata osize ensigo naye bwoga taata amwe temumulabye
So the mentorship even goes away from couples
to your children. Because very what key. Are you doing? Okola ki? Abana balabe I don't care attitude. Tata ze ndi ku simu yange. Simu giteeke eriteeka wabbali nnyini mu atuuse Kiyingi atuuse abala tebakyagana kuddayo waka kubanga asanga kyawako ojja kusanga weetuulidde mu ntebe yo osigalemu oli ku simu ndi ku simu yange ate wanaye mukono gwange yankubidde ne bw'aba atuuse munaye mwami aze kamukuliseeyo ogamba asifaayo
naye Fiona as you are quiet remember what Hannah is saying you are planting seed and everything you sow you reap so you choose now what do you want to sow and what do you want to reap be intentional at the beginning because you'll be intentional at the people like harvests. People like harvests. People like to go bakungule bagambe mwami anjagala imotoka tuina but look at what you planted because the Bible is true and it's clear what you sow is what you reap.
Wow. So we need to mentor even the children at home.
That's why you mentor.
So these mentees we have, you said we have to bring them home so they get to see some of the things that we do. But most of us are a bit unreal. So children are actually the ones that see you every day and see the real picture of who a mentor should be.
It starts with you, it starts with your family, and then it goes outside.
Let me also tell you this. People are very good at performance, especially the men. They'll pay the bills, they'll show up. But as you've said, men now talk. Some people think men don't talk.
They do.
And women are very good at talking to other friends about what's going on. But when you decide to be a mentor, it's intentional. I already told you I don't want to mentor many people because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of investment. It's a lot of time. But as you do mentor, please remember there's a reward at the end of it all.
Yes, there is.
That person's life will never be the same.
At all.
And look at our demographics in Uganda. There are many upset fathers in homes. So for me, I'm here to say I think men need more mentorship than women.
That's true. Women, we talk to everyone that we
can.
You
talk to everyone and people give you advice. And men keep it. But when they find somebody, a friend of mine recently told me they had a preacher say, they looked at a funeral and there were 6 men who carry the casket for the dead person, and they were thinking, he wants to find those 6 men now when
Now.
he's alive,
Yes.
to hold him up as he's alive, so that when he's dead, he has been mentored, he has been challenged. Iron sharpens iron. They've been talked to in love. They've been, because you need it now. Men need it now.
No.
Ate kati ennaku zino waliyo ekigambo ekyazze depression.
Oh,
Yes,
It is
all
real.
over and it's
Men
real.
bottle up and they get depressed. Some turn to bottles. On Agambe, they don't want to get home early because they.
At least he stays in a bar until midnight.
Till midnight.
He comes
A
when
letter
everyone
too low.
is sleeping. A letter too low.
Why?
And he comes tip to people like adjust.
A tiptoeing at.
Temuwulira nagamba era kale oze saawa zino kale wonsanze we tuba tutandikira.
Oh God.
Bannange.
Ate nga alina ogenda muzuukusa ne ku mwenda.
Munyumye bulungi. No, but now, what happens? Because this is a couple thing. I think if we are to mentor a couple, we must do it as a couple. So what happens if one person is not interested in being a mentor?
I've done it alone, especially to men.
Yes.
Especially to men, I've done it
You is
alone.
interested.
Where I've had the opportunity having both couples come at home, and I've had the opportunity to meet somebody at church and say, okay, let's do this. But many a times they seek me out. They say, Abraham, do you mind if I become your mentee? And most likely I say no. And they are shocked. They say, Number no. Kamba, what do you mean by no? Kamba, I'm not sure you're going to be a good mentee. I kid you not. It's a lot of work.
How do you judge that the person is going to be a
That's
bad
where the
mentee?
person says, I commit.
You commit. Oh yeah.
I commit.
This assignment.
Yes.
We have to even commit.
Yes, you have to.
Why
you
do
have
I want to
show
start
seriousness.
something that's going, oh, married a birthday? And they like my honesty. Because when Salah walk away, Auntie, I'm going to walk that life with you. You know how people choose matrons?
And best-
I have a sister who
kind.
says, I am not matron w'okumukolo gwokka.
Metro and Packer.
That's what they choose. Era bw'oba onchoose nze, before you choose me,
Be sure.
So
be sure ky'olowooza okimanyi.
Nja kukeberako.
So what matron do you want if you are getting married?
Ow'omukolo oba owa Packer.
Ow'ebifaananyi oba owa paka?
Omufaanagana so that the pictures look nice.
Oh, you choose
That's
now.
what is happening now.
That's how mentorship should be. If you don't like my brutality in honesty, if you don't like my checking on you,
Olabika okuba n'ekibooko.
nedda.
Edda takuba kibooko naye akubisa assignment ze bakuwa.
Zikugoba.
Osalawo. We said you either break your marriage or you make it. I said if you want to be mentored, you have to be intentional. What are you seeking for? Because people see things on the TV, they see shows,
Social
and they say
media.
social media. Social media has killed many marriages.
That's true.
Because oli agamba sabanange njagala just ka TikTok. Wali kye batadde ku TikTok, that's superficial life. No, it has to be real. What you're seeing on TikTok, he just presented. It's not the real life. So we have to do real life. Not the one we see at TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram. My husband. No, you're not doing it real. Toby no, seriously, TikTok cannot mentor you. You cannot get things from social media
true.
and you bring it in your marriage. You see, who is that example? Who are you admiring? Who are you seeing at church? Which marriage am I looking up to? Nsaba kumpa ku magezi. Ani gw'olaba oba mu community somewhere gw'osobola okwebuuzaako si social media naye muntu ku muntu gw'ogamba munnaye nja kukunaye oli otya gye ndi nja kwetaagamu nno anti oluusi wali budde naye nfisizaawo ku budde n'osaba obudde nga you are intentional kubanga olina ky'oyagala okuzimba. You have to build something, so you have to be intentional about it.
And Hannah, on that actually same point, for people who are seeing us and wondering what this mentorship thing is all about, what qualities should they look at when they are choosing a mentor?
When you're choosing a mentor, you have to really see what, like, someone who has walked the journey, who has gone through, like for example oyinza okugamba nti naye kati nze mbuyingidde obufumbo naye ngenda kukikola ntya. That person who has walked that journey where you have not been, who has fallen, who has gotten confused, who is not perfect. Don't look at someone who is perfect nogamba balirwako bo bajja beekutteko omusajja amuggulirawooko n'emmotoka n'oluggi n'ayingira n'amugulira ebimu n'amuletera buke n'amugamba sweetheart biki. Nedda, olabira ddala oli gwe kyali kiremi naye nakulaba okaaba luli. Nze nange kati saawa eno ndi mu kukaaba osobola okunyamba. Omuntu asobola okuwuliriza, omuntu asobola obutakusalira musango, atasobola kujajinga, atasobola kwembarasinga, n'asobola okugamba mu mukwano n'akugamba waboggoledde omwami luli yakubogole naawe yitawo tugende okola ki, n'oyitawo bulungi n'otamuddiza n'omugamba ye ggwe oŋŋamba ki biki, like
nawe
waluddewo nawe nga waluddewo kati oŋŋamba bw'olaba oli nga bamuinsultingira mu bantu n'atagira ng'opiikinga awo ngamba asenga abadde nzi nandikikoze ntya. Olaba omuntu abali perfect naye omuntu atali perfect ali ready okubuildinga that relationship ne mutambula mwena, ali ready okukwata ku mukono si nti nno akuteekemu naye mutambule olugendo mwenna. Naye no wano nagwirawo gwe toyitira wano gweyitira wali waliwo akanya gweyitira wali. So omuntu ali ready okubeera nga asobola okutambula naawe olugendo naawe. Yes.
Thank you, Hannah. Abraham, is there anything we can add to what should we look for if we are looking for a mentor?
Ng'ate amanyi Mukama, ng'ate ajja kgenda kubanga ffe in the like abakyala abalala b'ementaringa nabo abalala obufumbo tukozesa Tito 2. Tito egamba nti abakyala abakulu mugira abafumba abato nga mubawa amagezi nga mutambula nga mubayigiriza okwagala babba baabwe, okweyisa okwagamba ng'omanyi nti ajja kuyitira mu kyawandiikibwa alina reference tatunuulidde butunuulizi muntu. Kati era nga bw'olaba nti mu kuva era mwalimu Moses yayina taatawe in-law Yesulo n'amugamba ebintu ng'obikola wekka beerako abantu b'ogira. So life has to be done n'omulala. Buli lwogamba nze neemalirira nja kikola nze ndi kanyama munnange ogenda bigenda kumenya bigenda kuyiwa ogenda kuvaano nga toyinjoyinsiza abanze bonna bamanyi nti nze marriage nze nabagamba wano wansi ku nsi 100 ne mu ggulu 100 byonna nyina okunyumirwa. Buli lunaku you take one day at a time tobeera n'ogamba ndikikolako olwaleero ndunyumiddwa ntya mukwano gwange like kiri kitya like ne mwebuuza nako and you evaluate, you even evaluate your marriage naye tobeera n'ogamba so yeah.
I would add that the part of being intentional is because you're doing something you expect results. So you don't start seeing katulabeji chiraga. No. This that we're going to walk, the road that we're going to do has ups and downs, but it has a destination. We will remain married. We will be good examples to our children. Our children's children will take a leaf, if not the whole tree, out of what we're doing. And it's going to be fun. So that ono omuntu ayingira ekintu kino bw'owulira homework olowooza
get out your notebook
nedda kati Hannah ono tababulidde what kind of homework. Bw'akugamba nti buuza mwami wo muwe keys, ezo homework olowooza ziyamba mwami
mwembi mufuna mugobo otamwa weefiiriza.
Exactly. But the reward is for the betterment of your maybe it's communication. At breakfast talk to one another. Gye bigwera mmwe mumanyi naye whatever they are working on helps the marriage. Obwana bulaba bambi tetwerabira baana. Before you put on a show to the rest of the world, put on a grand performance for your children. kubanga bo be bali ku stage, the rest are in the audience,
bali ku front
bali ku
row.
front row. And so before you perform for your pastor, boss, outing, let these children see you in the changing room, see you before you get on stage, be proud of you. Bagamba tata ne mama wani tebagamba linda no. So
Oh, God.
there's a reward.
There's a reward.
There's a reward.
Wow. This is beautiful, and it's been a very beautiful conversation. But as we come to a close of this, I just want you to my viewers, honestly, people think these things are not for us. And if they say I'm a Ugandan and I have a mentor, people wonder what's wrong with you. But also we've made it to seem that we need to look for that perfection. So like, but now why am I going to them for mentorship? So for my viewers out there, what would be your parting shot about mentorship, especially in marriage, for Hannah? And then I want Abraham to just talk about the mentorship before marriage.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Fiona. Yeah, this mentorship for you, it's something you're going to look up to and you say, I want my marriage to be like this. And if I want my marriage to be like this, who are these persons? Who are these people I am looking up to? Who have this, what I don't have? Because you cannot reinvent the wheel. Some people have gone ahead of you and they have done this thing before. So if you are struggling in any way, there are people who have struggled before you. So they are there to hold your hand. They are there to walk the journey with you. And they're not going to, you don't get someone who is going to, they're not going to say out your things because they're also going to share their life. So you're going to do this thing, purpose not to do this marriage alone, purpose to get someone to hold your hand. These things are done here in Africa, wherever you can do it, and your marriage is going to be a blast. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hannah. And Abraham.
I'm going to talk about mentorship before marriage begins with the mentor's marriage, because people around you are watching you.
Okay.
Okay, so you do your marriage like you want to do it. We have a script, we have the Bible, we have prayer if things are failing. And as those people who are looking at you at church, at your workplace, see, they're going to come to you. But what do you want them to see? You want them, first and foremost, as Christians, you want them to see Christ.
Christ, yeah.
Any other thing you're trying to push them to, if they don't see Christ, because it's the glue that keeps us married, it's the glue that keeps us together, it's the glue that keeps us communicating, it's the glue that keeps you humble when you think you're the man and you can't have any trait of humility. It is Christ. He humbled himself so much that they spat at him. But also when you're talking about your marriage, there's something called unforgiveness. And people stick with that, and they can even unforgiveness in marriage.
He did this, I will never forgive. He cheated on me, I will never forgive him.
And yet, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So I'm speaking to a man there who thinks, I can't be mentored, I can't, be cheap, but you are holding on to unforgiveness, and yet the person you believe in, while you were not right, not perfect, not believing in your sin, he forgave you and died for you. So when people come to you, they've come to you because they've seen something good and they want it for themselves. So what traits do you have? You have Christ. You love people, you love your spouse, you love your kids, you're there present, you're available. And so when they come to you, they hope to copy and paste. May they copy Christ.
Amen.
May they copy Christ. Because it's just the main thing here is Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much, Abraham.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Hannah. For an interesting conversation. I really hope we can pick it up another time. And for our viewers, you've heard for yourself. People seek mentors. Find that person that you have something. If their marriage is something you desire to have in your marriage, reach out to them. speak to them and see how they can speak to your life. But also for the mentors out there, it's not a one-way street.
No,
At least that's what I've learned from here. Speak into their lives, share your life story with them. Most of us learn better when we see that you've gone through the same, and that alone will create an impact on our marriages. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Fiona Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries.